Hi there, welcome to another JALTEST diagnostic software demonstration. In today's session, we're going to take a look at the off-highway construction for heavy equipment and industrial application license. As you can see, JALTEST goes further than just off-highway equipment. We also serve the commercial vehicle, anything in between a half-ton pickup till a heavy-duty semi-truck. As you can see, we also got covered the agricultural side of things, such as tractors, harvesting equipment, and self-propelled implements and trailing. We have developed recently, for the past 10 years, the material handling license that will include coverage for forklift systems, boom lifts, scissor lifts, telescopic equipment, and telehandlers. We also cover the marine vessels for inboard-outboard engines, stationary engines on bigger vessels, and we have watercraft jet skis. For today's session, we're gonna dive into the off-highway license. As you can see, we have the heavy equipment module, we have the compact equipment, stationary engines, and the multi-purpose vehicles. In the heavy side, we find wheel loaders, we have dozers, crawl excavators, wheel excavators, articulated haulers, on-highway cranes. We've got mini skid steers, compact track loader, mini X. We've got backhoe loaders, stationary engines for power plants or generators, turbines, air compressors, street lamps, and multi-purpose vehicles, right? So going to the main basics, I have my favorite screen on the different brands across the off-highway license for heavy construction equipment. As you can see, we have on the left far menu 78 brands available, so we can navigate through their systems. For today's session, we are digging into the Komatsu brand. As you can see, we have this column in which we are going to find out all the family series and models for the system variants. As well, we have different ways to search any particular model that we are trying to connect. Let's just say by the name or even the system. I'd like to choose and sort out by category. If I click this drop-down menu, I'm going to be able to see all the Komatsu coverage for articulated haulers, crawl excavators, motor graders, rigid dumpers, wheel excavators, and loaders. For today's video, I'm going to take a look at the Dozer series. As you can see, we've got the D100 to up to the D400-5 series. We have 8 series, 6 series, and even a 60 and 80 series, these newer versions of dozers. So let's just, for the sake of the video, pick the D300-5 series randomly, and I'm going to be able to see all the systems I can read and modify and calibrate on my JALTEST diagnostic tool. We have access to read engine controllers, hydraulic systems, and instrument cluster. I can filter out just the electronic units that are mainly of our interest, and I can see I have 2 available engine control models for this Komatsu D300-5 series. So one comes with the ECM for a Cummins engine, and other comes with a standard generic engine control model. So let's just pick the engine for the Cummins version, and I'm just hoping to connect really quick. And basically, we're going to be accessing the 2 main functionalities. We're going to have diagnostics menu, and we're going to also have the technical informations menu. As you can see, we need to pick up, let's just say this is working with a, let's just say an X15 CM2350 controller. This is the extra high pressure injection rail for the electronic diesel controlling. So as you can see on the left far menu, we have these resources and library. You can see we have the system technical data, electrical wiring diagrams, maintenance intervals, vehicle and vessel data, troubleshooting by symptoms, guides, and releases and procedures from the manufacturer. On the diagnostics menu, we have the ability to read fault codes. Something we must highlight is that JALTEST will not include generic fault codes. Basically, we handle specific codes proprietary from the manufacturer. As you can see, we're having the 5989. This is an engine intake manifold pressure we have data drifted high. If I want to see freeze frame data, I just click this little icon and I'm going to be able to see last date of occurrence, priority on my system, the warning lamps, and the system state we can see is an active fault code, right? So this is a permanent status fault code, and we can also click the help and components of the fault. We can see possible causes, effects of this fault code, and also components related to the fault code. As you can see, the CB4 is my component, temperature and intake air pressure combined sensor, that is having this failure. If I want to see extra information about my component or my team of mechanics, it's not sure about what component, we can see this aid in which we're going to see pictures, pinouts, references, diagrams, pinouts, and all of the operational values such as voltages, temperatures, and pressures. Right? Even I can jump in straight to the electrical wiring diagrams, in which I'm going to be able to identify where is my component pinned out to my main control unit. Right? Let's just say this system configuration, and I'm going to access to the system technical data with electrical wiring diagram and schematics. Right? Probably the component will be highlighted in reference. As you can see, it's highlighted in the pink color. I can zoom in this schematic and I can search really quick. What are the pinouts? 3 comes to the 62 and the 45 comes to the 1. We are having the ability to check all the other components related to the main control unit, right? This is the engine management control. And this is the ECM, and you can see the references, locations on my engine, tightening torques, and I can even display measurements, right? So going back to the diagnostics, I can even access to fault code troubleshootings. We have smart guides, step-by-step guides that will help our team of mechanics develop a troubleshooting and effective diagnostics of each of the machines, right? This is a feature that will have a series of steps. I'm not going to dive into much into detail because we might have even 15 steps to be able to run through, but I want to highlight more the dealer level capabilities that the software provides. So just let me access really quick. The computer is a little buggy today and it's just having a hard time. Give me 1 second, please. So continue looking at the dealer level capabilities. We have fault code clearance. Any temporary status fault codes might be troubleshooted from this side. We've got system data. This is ECU data stored by the manufacturer, in which we're going to get hardware or software version. We're going to be total distance, travel with the engine, operational hours, and more operational data from the engine, right? We can also check operational data such as the engine operational data, after treatment data records, engine abuse data, fuel consumption rates can be read from this particular functionality. Live measurements and monitoring. We've got system displays, pretty attractive when it comes to the fuel systems or after treatment systems. These engines will have some different configurations based on their emission standards, and as you can see, we are having really great information about pressure, temperatures, and cycles on the EGR system and after treatment system, right? We can also do manual selection. I can see this engine has a total amount of, let's just stay stick. Computer is a little bit slow today. So now we are in the manual selection of measurements. As you can see, we have different categories while trying to read different components. We have pressure, temperature, length, volume, sensors, time, speed, rotation, velocity, flow volume, voltage, mass, electric current, acceleration, moment of force, density, range, state, and without value. As you can see, this engine is packed with 235 sensors and components that are connected to the main control unit on the engine. So let's just say we want to filter out and we are just looking for temperature sensors. Let's just say we are hoping to read the exhaust temperature before and after the particular filter, or the inlet temperature sensor at the beginning of the diesel oxidation catalyst. We're gonna just click these little gauges and we're gonna be able to have live measurements so we can monitor. These specific range are standard by the manufacturer. These are specified range that should be on the normal operational values, right? If we get any system alert right here, it's because we are having wrong measurements or out of the range measurements, right? I can even save this information. If I'm performing a road test and any fault code is being generated, I can save these measurements into my diagnostic report or work order. I can even get the graphs. I can set a time lapse of about 2 to 3 minutes so I can see what's the path of the signals we're getting on our sensors and components, so we can still get measurements in live in real time, right? This is a little bit on the live measurements. We have component actuations like the EFC solenoid valve, the fan activation, and the fuel priming pump. We can run more complex tests, such as the system checks in between cylinder cutouts, multiple or manual processes. We can run system checks in the fuel system, on the turbo VGT, on the starter motor lockout, particular filter status, counter pressure sensor of the EGR. On the AdBlue side, we can run system checks on the AdBlue DEF pump. We can check for controls on leak and also the fluid metering system. Engine status monitor, NOx sensors, air management performance are system checks that we can definitely run into these engines. Setting parameters as well. We can do software revisions by Cummins. We can do a unit revision update of the control unit. We can do a VGT actuator update. We can set parameters on the ECU, on the memory, information on the after treatment system controller. We can set speed limits, cruise control, engine brake, idle, engine protection, power takeoff, powertrain, electronic control, and so forth and so on. These are more advanced configurations, so we can set parameters such as the engine load profile on these engines. On the maintenance side, we have particular filter regions. We can run SCR efficiency test. We can run regeneration of soot particles on the set of the sensor. If we are planning to do any resets because we have replaced recently any component such as the DPF, DEE, DEF module, or even the catalyst oxidation or SCR, we can definitely run these resets. Maintenance intervals as well, and switching off the MIL lamp on my system, right? Calibrations, injector coatings, read and modify parameters, and calibrations on the VGT if we're running an initial installation or calibration. So this is pretty much what we have on system capabilities and coverage for these Komatsu dozers with the Cummins engine. We've got system technical data and resources, so we can check generalities, electrical wiring information, the whole list of components. I'm working on my system configuration and engine variant, in this case Cummins X15. We're gonna have basically a whole bunch of components and sensors that are working as a unit to be able to run these engines, right? And we're gonna get all the technical information, tightening torques, information about the intake and the exhaust system, fuel system information about as well lubrication and coolant system. Maintenance data based on the type of usage we're working on with this Construction equipment, we have periodic services, intervals on a daily basis, in between operational hours, or on a timely manner, right? 6, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. We've got vehicle vessel data as well. This is important information. Technical data of my engines, engine identification plates, engine distribution, accessory belts, fuel system information, oversupply, firing order, lubrication, quantity and quality of the liquids these engines uses, adjustments and tolerances, tightening torques, and information about the emissions on the engine, right? Troubleshooting by symptoms guide. If my engine is having a knocking on there's symptoms, or we are having low compression, or having excessive noise, we can access to these troubleshooting step-by-step manual service guides, so we can properly address any issue with our engines, right? Releases and procedures as well. These are troubleshooting guides, maintenance guides, smart guides to be able to provide maintenance, right? Such as acceleration tests, calibrations of the accelerator pedal, if we're gonna change the DEF module filters, check for air leaks in the AdBlue pump module, check for leaks on the EGR cooler, so forth and so on. So this is coming into the technical information license, and the diagnostic functionalities are with the license of uses. So this was it, a little bit on the heavy side with Komatsu dozers. Remember that we have automatically generated a work order and a diagnostic reports to be able to show off all of the capabilities and tests that we have run and successfully performed. I can just save it and export it as a PDF on my local files. This was it for today. If you're hoping to see any other model or brand, system variant, or a specific procedure or functionality you want to test, please let me know. I'll be happy to create a video for you. Take care. Bye-bye.